WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Cash Matlock. Some folks in our area may be getting a new internet option. Tom Bigby Electric Power Association announced a plan to begin a new broadband network service. Our Stephanie Poole joins us in the studio with more on how effective this will be to its members.
Tom Bigby is one of the first electric power associations in Mississippi to add internet services, and the network will serve over 40,000 residents and businesses. Tom Bigby Electric Power Association can now serve 100% of their members with internet. This is made possible through the Mississippi Electric Power Association Law and Broadband Enabling Act, which allows co-ops to provide broadband services.
We began to embark on bridging the digital divide and bringing rural Mississippi out of the digital dark.
Public Service Commissioner Brandon Presley says adding broadband services will improve the quality of life for residents.
Every one of those meetings you heard the story. I can't connect to the outside world, and here's why I have to go to McDonald's for my child to do homework. Here I have to go to a library to simply access and print something off. We simply will not have a region that will flourish, grow, or even be here if we do not provide high-speed internet service.
Tom Bigby Electric Power Association says it's projected to cost around $95 million, mostly covering Lee and Itawamba counties.
I feel like that this is historic not only for education, not only for telehealth, telemedicine, but also to improve the quality of life for our people. Our folks will be able to connect to the outside world and be able to live a modern life in rural Mississippi the same way folks in New York City live.
Tom Bigby will partner with Connexon for design and construction of the network. The project will then go through 4 phases to be approved by the board of directors.
We are confident that we can do this, and we are confident that it's a much needed product for our citizens. It's a big opportunity for us, and I think it'll be something we'll be proud of.
We want to make sure that we preserve our rural people, preserve our rural communities by bringing high-speed fiber to the home internet service, which is future-proof, the best you can get. Tom Bigby has taken a momentous step to save our rural communities, but also to further economic development, quality of life right here in North Mississippi.
A start date for broadband services have not yet been decided.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. Well, today many people gathered in Tupelo to celebrate the life and career of Elvis Presley. Hundreds showed up to his birthplace to show their appreciation to the king of rock and roll. There were also free tours for everyone that wanted to see his childhood home and more. One Elvis fan says she traveled around 6 hours to be at the appreciation ceremony today.
It means basically everything. I cannot even remember a time in my life that I wasn't an Elvis fan. It's been, you know, I started when I was 11, and that's been all the way. Thank you for every single time. I'm gonna end up crying. Thank you for every single time he's been there.
Well, Elvis Week will continue through August 17th. The Oktibbeha County Humane Society hosted its annual dog paddle today in Starkville. WCBI's Tyler Hull has more on the story.
The Oktibbeha County Humane Society held its 9th annual dog paddle on Saturday at Moncrief Park. The event is a way to help raise money for the Humane Society. Owners also get the opportunity to meet one another. And most importantly, the dogs get a chance to take a dip in the pool.
This event is so fun. All the dogs are really friendly. This is my first year bringing my dog, but he's having a good time just going in the water. Some dogs like water more than others, but most still enjoy running around, and the owners like meeting others' dogs, and you know, I like meeting all the dogs too.
The event also provides a change of pace for lifeguards.
Oh, it's a lot of work. Very hectic out here, but you know, it's a lot of fun, you know, keep you active on the stand. We kind of watch out for dogs and humans.
Board member of the Oktibbeha County Humane Society, Amy Arhus, is happy to see the growth that the event has seen over the years.
We came down here and decided this would be a fun thing for our shelter as well, and the Oktibbeha County Humane Society has grown this year after year after year.
Arhus hopes to see even more people and dogs next year. Tyler Hull, WCBI News.
Well, today is the last day the pool will be open before it's drained for the summer. Well, it's time now for the first look at our forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett. Hey, Trevor.
Hey there, Cash. Happy Saturday. A few showers and thunderstorms been out around the area this afternoon. You can see over in Calhoun County, we had a cluster of storms. Those are starting to fizzle out, though, as the sun begins to set on this Saturday afternoon. Temperatures around the area, big spread. You can see where it's been raining this afternoon. Temperatures are in the mid-70s. Tupelo hasn't recorded any rain today, and they are almost still at 90. Temperatures going to stay warm through the night tonight. Will be in the mid-70s for lows. Warmer next week, though, even hot. I'll have those details coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Trevor. Well, families in Mississippi are still reeling from a record series of ICE raids that saw hundreds of immigrants arrested. Images of children crying after their parents were taken away angered many, but President Trump says he wants to see more raids. CNN's Nick Valencia reports.
680 undocumented immigrants detained on the outskirts of Jackson, Mississippi. All workers from food processing plants in what the U.S. attorney here called the largest single state operation in ICE history.
Now, while we are a nation of immigrants, more than that, we are first and foremost a nation of laws.
An ICE spokesman told CNN the raids were part of a broader federal criminal investigation into these companies, and probable cause affidavits obtained by CNN showed the U.S. Department of Justice looking for things like identity fraud and whether owners of the raided plants followed protocol to ensure they were not hiring undocumented labor.
My dad didn't do nothing. He's not a criminal.
Caught in the middle, hundreds of children separated from their parents. Some of the adults were taken first to a National Guard hangar, others sent to ICE facilities in neighboring states.
The administration tells CNN that all children have been either reunited with their parents or family members. One family that we spoke to here says a 3-year-old who is currently with family members has not been able to get in touch with her mother. They believe that she's currently being held at an ICE detention facility in Gina, Louisiana.
It's unclear just how many of the immigrants were parents. Locals estimate up to half, but ICE could not corroborate. An ICE official did say that almost half of those detained were released, most with pending court dates.
Governments, please put your heart. Let my parents be free with everybody else, please. Don't leave the child with cryiness and everything.
Towns like Morton, Mississippi, the site of one of the raids, are now ghost towns. Residents tell CNN local Latino-owned businesses are closing early, while others are afraid to go outside altogether. Some residents saying it feels like a funeral.
What's it feel like knowing somebody that you love, your aunt, was detained, was caught in these raids?
I don't want to say it's hate, but it's really there's no way to understand it. Yeah, there's not a way to understand it. I feel like you have to experience it to know.
The anxiety so pervasive that more than a quarter of the Latino students in a local district didn't show up for school on Thursday, the day after the raids. And on Friday, the entire school district went on lockdown after it received what it described as suspicious phone calls, causing more fear in a community that's already shaken.
And that fear may soon become a reality if the White House gets its way. According to a senior immigration official, the Trump administration has directed more of this workplace-type enforcement this year, asking local ICE field offices to identify potential targets in their regions. Nick Valencia, CNN, Jackson, Mississippi.
TV's pretty cool, but radio could save your life. More on that after the break. Stay with us.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6.
A Tupelo man who has a striking resemblance to a tragic historical figure wants to educate the public about the life-saving power of radio. WCBI's Chad Groening has more.
Alan Sudduth has been a ham radio operator since 1956, and most every morning at 9 o'clock, he puts on a demonstration at the Tupelo Veterans Museum. He has a strong resemblance to this man, Edward John Smith, the captain of the HMS Titanic. Sudduth says on April 15, 1912, the radio operator on board the doomed ship in fact saved many lives. Sudduth says they wanted to set up a Titanic radio room display at the museum. In fact, one of the radios on display was a Marconi, similar to the one used on the Titanic.
If it hadn't have been for ham radio, there would have been no survivors on the Titanic. As it was, there was approximately 700 that were saved and probably 1,700 that passed away.
And Sudduth says his resemblance to Smith was one of the reasons he decided to do Living History.
Actually, the gentleman that owns the Veterans Museum said, well, you look just exactly like the captain. Of course, I take my glasses off because the captain only wore glasses when he was reading. He had reading glasses.
And Sudduth wanted an authentic uniform.
My wife and my sister helped me pick out and of course I ordered the captain's hat. This is my one. This is the one I wear, but this is the one like it that it's got the actual white star emblem, star line emblem on it.
And Sudduth says ham radios continue to help mariners in distress more than 100 years later. Chad Groening, WCBI News, Tupelo.
Well, the Tupelo Veterans Museum is open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Afternoon showers and storms are starting to fizzle, and we're even starting to see a few peaks of sun out there on the Alpha Insurance Camera Network. I'll have your full forecast right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Here's your WCBI First Alert weather forecast.
Had a few showers and thunderstorms across the area earlier today. Most of those have started to fizzle out. We had one little batch just to the north of Eupora there coming through Bruce and Calhoun City. Those have since started to fizzle out and will continue to do so as we go over the next few hours. Biggest batch of rain earlier today was down to our south near Meridian and along I-20 and I-59. That too, though, starting to fizzle out as we continue over the next few hours. Right now in Columbus, we're seeing a mostly cloudy sky. We had some rain earlier. Like I said, that's since moved out. We're actually seeing a few peaks of sun and the sunset just starting there, some pinks and oranges in the sky to the north. We're also seeing some pretty warm temperatures where we didn't see any rain today. Tupelo heat index 99 right now, 97 is what it feels like in Memphis, but where we saw rain, it felt a little more comfortable today. We're at 80 right now in Columbus. 79 is the official report, halfway between here and Starkville at GTR Airport. Basically, that's going to be the same story across the region this afternoon. Temperatures to the south where we saw rain, a little bit cooler, and then to the north, Tupelo actually didn't record any rain today. They're sitting still right there around 90 degrees. And because of that, where you didn't see any rainfall today, it's still pretty hot out there. We've got this heat advisory in effect. The hottest temperatures are still off to our north and west, though, up near Memphis and the Delta. They saw heat index values approaching 110 in some spots today, so definitely a scorcher out there for some spots. For tonight, we're going to keep it pretty mild, though. Maybe a stray shower or two. Those will still fizzle as we go through the evening, and you can see that on Futurecast. Just a few showers by about 7 o'clock, and then as we continue over the next few hours or so, we'll take this through about midnight or so, and you'll see just a few speckles over there to our west, to the west of Columbus along I-55, and those will continue to fizzle, and we should be mostly dry by tomorrow morning. But of course, it's summertime in Mississippi. We'll have the chance for a few more showers and storms tomorrow afternoon. Warm and steamy, we'll keep that 30% chance for a few showers in play. Basically, all across the region, we'll see temperatures in the 90s tomorrow. Just about a 30% chance for rain in the afternoon. A little warmer to the south. We'll talk about 95 for our high in Macon. And same story over in West Alabama with those temperatures in the mid-90s. Futurecast shows us we might get some relief from the rain as we go over the next few days, though, but it's not going to be much. It's still going to be hot, especially as we go into Monday. Check it out on the AccuWeather 7-day forecast. High for Monday, 97 degrees. We'll keep that 20% chance of rain in there, though not much relief on Monday. Rain chances pick back up into the middle of the week, though, as temperatures go back down into the low to mid-90s by the end of the week and into the weekend.
The quarterback competition continues in Starkville. Hear from the Bulldogs at Media Day next in Sports with Courtney.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
Well, just 3 weeks from today, Mississippi State gets back to the gridiron to begin the 2019 season. Still, we have no idea as to who will step in to fill the open starting QB position that Nick Fitzgerald left behind after graduation. It's still up in the air as to if it will be the grad transfer Tommy Stevens or Fitz's former backup QB Keaton Thompson. Well, it doesn't look like the Bulldogs will be deciding that anytime soon, but in the meantime, well, who doesn't love some friendly competition?
I think it's progressing nicely. I think the battle has elevated the urgency and the execution of the entire unit. We grade and evaluate every snap and chart everything that they're doing.
I think competition brings the best out of everybody. I mean, obviously, the quarterback position is not the only position that's been competing. There's competition at every position. So, yeah, I really like the vibe the team's been carrying right now, and you just got to continue to keep getting better every day.
With both quarterbacks, playing well and really going out there and competing and being locked in, I feel like anytime the quarterback is doing well, then the offense does well as a whole, and that makes other guys do better as well.
Head coach Joe Moorhead also addressing junior linebacker Willie Gay's lower body injury. Gay is still out of practice with that injury, but Moorhead saying that he expects him to be back early next week. And if you just can't wait another 3 weeks for college football, well, then you are in luck. NFL preseason kicking off this week. Here's a look at today's final scores thus far. The Giants and former Ole Miss Rebel Eli Manning topped the Jets 31-22. The Atlanta Falcons fall to the Miami Dolphins 34-27. The Tennessee Titans topped the Eagles 27-10. The Panthers beat out the Chicago Bears 23-13. And the Saints fall to the Vikings 34-25. There's 3 more games to watch this evening if you are interested in doing so. Next on the high school football tour are the Shannon Red Raiders. Coming off last year's division crown, the Red Raiders hope to pick up where they left off. Shannon is stop number 48 on the high school football tour.
WCBI's 60 Schools in 60 Days is brought to you by Sparklight.
This year, we more determined, to do something that we ain't never did before.
The Shannon Red Raiders enter the season more focused than ever. After an early playoff exit, Shannon returns 11 starters from last year's talented team, but some young guys will have to step up as the Red Raiders will feature a new quarterback.
Jordan brought a lot of experience. Jordan starting his third game his freshman year, and threw for a lot of yards and a lot of touchdowns, but mainly not trying to make them carry the load. Keith Shannon is the leading guy right now. Jamarcus Shine is right there with him, but we're going to rotate both of those guys, man. They're very athletic, and we're going to keep it simple for them so they can be successful.
So we seniors, man, we coming up dealing with young guys, unexperienced. We just trying to put them in position and get them better and get them on the field so they could do what we did last year.
As the offense rounds into form, the Red Raiders will hang their hat on a stingy defense that players say can rival last year's.
Defense, we looking better. We might be better than last year.
The defense stout. We coming back strong this year. Yeah, we coming. We're going to be straight.
I think the defense is going to be probably the best defense in 4A. I don't think nobody will be able to run through it.
This is a confident bunch that has its eyes set on defending its division crown.
Do the same thing, a repeat. Win out and beat those teams again. We're going to win it again. They're going to have to come with it. 4A. We got this. Oh, yeah.
Same expectation every year. Try to take it one game at a time and win a division. So, nothing changes, even with a new class going in and coming in, or one going out. Expectations are the same, and the only thing we do is just take it one game at a time and be consistent.
Shannon kicks off the season August 23rd with a home matchup against Corinth. With the Red Raiders on the high school football tour, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
Also coming up on the high school football tour, we will be finishing out the weekend with Itawamba AHS for stop number 49. We'll check in with them tomorrow to see how they have been doing and preparing for the upcoming season, which is just one Friday that stands in between us and the beginning of the high school football season. So we'll have that for you tomorrow, as well as we've still got around 12 stops left after that. So make sure you tune in to not make sure you miss any of those. And if you do, you can always catch them on our website at WCBI.com. That's it for sports. We'll have the last look at your weather after the break. Stay with us.
With its balmy nights and chirping crickets, summer is the perfect time to gather around campfires. And what campfire is complete without s'mores? Today gives you the perfect excuse to chow down some more of the gooey treat. It's National S'mores Day. All you need to get going is a marshmallow to roast over the fire, some chocolate to melt on it, and 2 graham crackers to squish it in between. And if you want to get fancy, you can try adding peanut butter, banana slices, or any other ingredient that seems like it would work. Now, s'mores may seem like they've been part of the American culture forever, but they date back less than 100 years. The first recorded recipe can be found in 1927 Girl Scout guide that calls the snack some s'mores. And then many people credit an an entrepreneur named Alec Barnum for inventing s'mores a couple of years before that. But since he never wrote down the recipe, we can't find proof that he even existed. We'll just let the Girl Scouts have it, I guess. And
Yeah.
Speaking of Girl Scouts, there's actually a chapter that we're going to be hearing from a little bit later on tonight in the 10 o'clock show. They're from Starkville, and we're going to find out kind of how they're celebrating National S'mores Day. So that's kind of cool.
It's definitely a nice night for some s'mores. We had some showers and storms roll through earlier. Those have started to push out, and we should be in for a decent night out there. Still pretty muggy, though, so get ready for that. Temperatures go back up by the beginning of next week. Check it out, 97 for Monday. Heat index values could approach 110. And then we have some more chances for showers and thunderstorms by the middle of the week. So summer's definitely here. Got to get used to it.
Can you think of a better way to start out on Monday than with 100-degree weather?
Got to be at work, and it's 110 is what it feels like.
Right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you back.